I'm going to give you the 6 ways to get your partner to love you a whole lot more.
Ready, get into it?
Now, before we dive into it, it's important to understand that if you're going to make these 6 ways, these 6 things work best, you have to be consistent in what you are doing. You can't do anything once or twice or a few times and expect it's going to make this whole world of difference in your life, and it definitely not in your relationship, right? And the other thing I want to say is doing these things, you have to be thinking of, how can I genuinely contribute to my partner in these ways? Like, how can I figure out them to actually do these effectively, right? And I'll tell you on the back end why this is going to be the thing that's going to get your partner to love you a ton, right? And before I even get into that, let me say this. These are going to work best for someone that has a partner that is healthy enough, at least, to return the same kind of love to you over time. It's like I said, it takes time to build momentum and to influence someone, right? So they're not going to overnight just start, oh my gosh, gushing over you. But if you stay true to these consistently and do them from the wholeness of your heart, in time, if your partner really does care about you and wants to love you more and all those things and wants to be here for the relationship, they're going to start to show up more. Almost guaranteed. And if they don't, then they might not be the one for you, right? But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to help them or make sure they feel reassured with you in the relationship. You got to ask yourself, how can I make sure that they undoubtedly know I'm reliable, trustworthy, and in their corner? I'm here for them. I got them, to where they don't even question it. See, and this is a little sneaky little thing here. What we're talking about is the core human needs people have and how you're going to be a contribution to your partner's core human needs. So with this certainty piece, which is a big one for us as humans, period, but definitely in our relationships, your partner needs to feel, not just hear or understand, they need to feel that you were there with them. You're there for them. And the ways they need to feel this most is verbally, affirmations, things you say to them, you affirm to them. They need to see it, right, with the things you do that actually, backs up what you say, right? Your words matching your actions. So where they start to build the consistency in the pattern, they see that, oh wow, he or she always shows up the way they say they're going to do. They do the things they say they're going to do. They're always there in my corner. And let me say this too. You got to be there for them emotionally just as much as physically, right? And you have to be there in those areas, those 2 main pillars, when they need you most, right? Yes, of course, no one's perfect. Sometimes we drop the ball. Sometimes we don't actually show up the way our partner would like us to, but it's about the consistency. What's the overall look like? And do you show up whenever it's most paramount for them? Do you show up in those times? That's when it really is going to lock in here, or that person's going to start feeling like, oh, I'm not so sure. Second thing you're going to do is you're going to ask yourself, how do I bring excitement, joy, and vibrance into my partner's life? Short, how do I make them or give them a sense of uncertainty, right? How do I give them a sense of freshness in the relationship? How do I give them the experiences that makes them happy and joyful and they're like, oh, wow, it's exciting with you, right? And, I can give some examples of that, but mainly all these things I'm going to tell you to do today are going to be more geared towards you having to go learn what these things look like to your partner, what makes them feel that you're accomplishing these things you're trying to do, not what you just think. Now, you should mix what you think and who you are into these gestures and these actions, but don't make it all about what you think you should do. Get to know what they need or what they see it as so that you can make sure you're hitting the mark, right? Because you're doing this to show your contribution to them so that they can turn around and see the value in you, right? As a partner, not you as a person, right? So how can I bring a sense of excitement? Taking them on maybe a random date, or popping up with some crazy idea to go do something fun that you guys never did before. Maybe, you you decide randomly one day to go somewhere you guys have never gone before. Maybe just around the house, you start some new little trend that you guys do, a new game night or something, or whatever, or anything that breathes, excitement and life into their world by you, right? Third thing, you're going to make sure that your partner does not question and knows and feels that you guys are bonded and connected. Make sure they feel the love. So beyond just words of affirmation that says, hey, I love you so much, and you mean the world to me and all that, show them, right? Walk by, give them that random eye, look at them, like, wow, you my person. Throughout your day working, just sit there, call them up, tell them how much you love them, right? Or who knows, maybe you're in a situation where you're just walking by them in the kitchen and you just walk up and just start hugging them a lot, kissing on them, what have you, right? Anything where they don't just hear that you love them, but they feel it. They feel that connection energetically, emotionally. They feel like you guys are dialed in. Go on a special romantic date, take them somewhere where you can create an environment and a setting to where they are in that flow with you. You guys are connecting organically and emotionally, spiritually even, right? Very, very important. The fourth thing that I want you to do is ask, how do I make my partner feel significant? How do I make sure they feel like they matter, right? How do I show them that they mean the world to me? So beyond, telling them that they do, how do I show them that? So just like I said for the last one, where you call them up randomly, tell them how much you love them and so forth, the same thing can apply here. Just call them randomly, just to let them know how much you appreciate them, right? Doing things that are special to them, that are unique to them, that you wouldn't just do for anyone else, to where it conveys the message, wow, you in particular matter a lot for me. You have significance, right? Whatever that looks like for them, whether it's going to go, do something that is unique in the way that it speaks to their personality that most people wouldn't get, or that most people wouldn't think of, or it doesn't mean the same thing to majority of people as it does to them. Something where it helps them to stand out in their mind to you, right? And at least in their world, they stand out for you, right? And heck, maybe you go take care of one of the tasks they usually do around the house, or some sort of a chore, something they do. You take it on and tell them, hey, I appreciate always whenever you do these things, and that you do this for us in our relationship. And I just wanted to do this for you, this time, take it off your plate, just to show my appreciation for you, doing this thing that's very valuable to us. Stuff like that, to where your partner feels like, wow, I'm really the special person in this world for my partner. Because look, here's the reality. Yes, we want to matter to the world, and we want to matter to other people and our family, but just being honest, it rarely is as important to matter to someone in this world than the person we sleep next to every night. Your companion, your life partner, that's the one that usually it hits home the most, that actually values you, because you're living in everyday life with that person. You have your family, of your mom, your dad, your siblings, whatever, cousins, aunts, uncles, all that. But they don't live with you every day in your house, at least in most traditional homes, right? They're not living with you once you grow up. You're living with your partner beside you every day. You guys have to learn to live together in the same ecosystem, right? Same environment. So they have a direct influence on how much you feel important, because they are your kind of world in a way, right? You want them to be extremely happy. They're the person you rely on for your companionship and sense of romance. So mattering to them is everything, right? Because they have such a significant spot in your life. So the more you can make your partner feel that they are valued, the more it's going to serve you more in the end, on the current turnaround, right? Now, the fifth thing, right, is you got to figure out how to contribute to your partner's growth. Ask yourself, how can I help my partner grow and be a better them? And the best starting place you ever can begin at is where they are trying to grow in life for themselves. How can I contribute to that? Can I go maybe send them articles that help towards more information on it? Can I give them a good book to read? Can I go and take on a role or a task that helps make whatever they're trying to do to grow easier in that lane, right? Like, or can I, provide some helpful insight, and can I may take on setting us up for a class to learn something that helps towards whatever they're trying to grow in? How do I help contribute to them being a better them? Right. And then the last thing, last but definitely not least, and it kind of ties into the growth piece as well, is, and this is going to probably get you the best results on the back end, but consciously they won't think of this as that, and you might not even see it as the biggest one out of all 6 of these. But trust me, this one is going to have them wanting to love on you more than anything else. And it's figure out how you can help them do something that fulfills themselves in life, to where they feel they have a sense of purpose for whatever they're doing. If you can be a core piece or vessel, a core component of someone's sense of fulfillment in life, which means they matter on this planet and they have a reason for living and being here, oh, you're theirs for life. They're going to love you to pieces. Why? Because one of the most important things for us is how we self-identify. And none of us wants to self-identify as a negative person, as a bad person, as someone that's useless, worthless, or not worthy of love. And we never feel the most worthy of love outside of our own self-acceptance than whenever we're doing something in the world that we can see the love we're pouring out and the love being given back, how valuable we are to the world, the difference we're making. That's everything to us as humans, right? So if you can be a central piece to help influence your partner's ability to matter on this planet and fulfill themselves, have purpose, you're going to be their everything. You're going to be priceless to them. And like I said at the beginning of the video, and someone that is in a healthy enough space will be able to pour that love back into you over time. Because again, it's a journey, right? It takes time to build up momentum for them to start feeling this experience and seeing these changes and seeing this experience that they're getting from you, right? For them to catch on. Some might catch on faster than others, but it takes time. But only someone that's healthy enough. I say healthy enough because, Lord, let's face it, a lot of us are out there in relationships with the healthiest people, right? Everyone's not whole. People are in situations where someone might be kind of there, but they got a few things left to heal in themselves, little voids left and all that. But some people were really toxic people. And so if you are in a relationship with someone that's really struggling in the health lane and not loving themselves already, and they have a lot of voids to fill, no matter what you do to pour into their world, they're not going to be able to give it back because they can't give what they don't have. But when people are healthy enough, they can at least be inspired to tap into the parts of themselves that are there. They just haven't been flexing those muscles, but they're able to if they get that, the right impression, or they get like the example that they can mirror, because it's inspiring to want to go and be like your partner. It's like, wow, my partner is great to me. I want to be like that too. Or to feel motivated to want to give it in return because, wow, you've done so much to impact their life and they're so much better for it. They're going to naturally want to do the same for you. It's a game changer. You do these things consistently and watch how your love life changes, right? And like I said before in the video, if they don't change and you don't see your partner starting to do the same thing for you, then it's probably not the right person for you. They're not the one. Don't fight it if they're not the one. It's okay. But at least you'll know that you can be a certain caliber of a partner maybe you never thought you could be. And now you'll know for sure how valuable you really are and the kind of partner you deserve to have if the partner you're with isn't willing to return the same love you're giving them. Let's get it.